Welcome to the pilot episode of Making It Awkward. I'm your host, Jessica Wilson. In both my writing and on social media, I pose a lot of questions and provide societal critique. Something I don't typically do is offer solutions. In part because solving white supremacy and late-stage capitalism is not in my specific skill set. But recently, I realized there is something I do, over and over again, to make incremental change. I make it awkward. At conferences and classrooms, in interviews and institutions, in boardrooms and backrooms, I show up and say what needs to be said. I keep showing up after folks have clearly been uncomfortable with my statements and even with my existence. And things change, much slower than I would like, but they change. This podcast is for the in-between times, between now and the destruction of late-stage capitalism, for the ways we go about changing institutions, and laugh along the way. All of this crystallized at a recent conference when just my presence made people awkward. It's a story I tell to my father in the next episode. He'll join the show now and then, and I'll ask him about the ways he's made it awkward, both in protest and just for existing. We'll talk about one particular protest we recently attended together, and all of the things he continues to learn about white people.
Yes. But white people don't wash their legs. Holy smoke!
My dad is a great time. On this show, I'll dig deep into institutions that need to change. Some of the first recurring topics will be healthcare for queer, non-binary, and trans people. The publishing industry, through my absurd and hilarious experience, and about the problematic ways food and nutrition is covered by journalists and in research. From the San Francisco-based food researcher who told me not to, quote, speak publicly until I had read his work and talked to him, to the Black woman on my publishing team who told me that she doesn't have any Black friends due to the neighborhood of New York City she lives in, to the trans care surgeon who was literally shaking with nerves when he had to shake my hand. I'll take all of you with me as I follow up with these folks in real time and make it awkward. I'll bring on guests to share their wins, lessons, and ways they have made it awkward. I'll also tap into my network of friends and colleagues from a wide array of experiences. I'll introduce you to two 20-year-olds in my life. My mentee, Lexi, whose experiences in gymnastics and her eating disorder are a prominent through line in my book, recently learned she has ADHD and autism and loves using TikTok to learn how her brain works.
Like about the staging areas and be like, why doesn't anyone understand that I just need to have everything everywhere all the time so that I don't lose it? And if it looks chaotic, I know where everything is. If it's clean, everything's lost. I don't see it. If it's not in my vision, it's gone.
She and I definitely have the same organizing strategies. And Mala, another former collegiate soccer athlete, now with a corporate job and a side hustle as a model and fashion designer with analysis and advice for queer people building their own clothing aesthetic.
It's like you have to figure out what you like. That's what a style is about. It's about feeling aligned and like liking what you're looking at. It's not about other people's like fashion assertions on you.
You'll also get to hear from my food friends group chat, Amy, Shayna, and Allison. Amy's a food engineer and union organizer, and a professional taste tester. So of course I asked her to taste test the dust created by the wellness company Moon Juice.
Settle and turn like a normal red color as the dust falls out, and then kinda...
That looks so appetizing.
I think I'm just gonna take it to the head.
Do it.
Oh, it's terrible. Again, not the taste, the texture. Just dissolve. It needs to dissolve.
She'll be able to help unravel the science of processed food, and also help me with that food researcher. Shayna is literally a blue ribbon baker, but she is still humble enough to try dusts.
I like you all just didn't know how to like stir things correctly.
I may not.
Literally stir things for work. For the texture, right?
Oh my god, that is so awful. Oh, it's like under my tongue.
Shayna also reviews romance novels, is involved in anti-hunger work, and clearly has the best laugh. And Allison is an actor who's doing big things behind the scenes to make dressing rooms and sets safer and more accessible. She's also hilarious and continually curious. On the last trip the four of us took together, we reviewed sextrology, and Allison needed to know more about worship.
Woman's positive pull in her body is her heart. Worship a woman's heart, and her pussy will naturally open like a delicate flower, slowly, gradually, and with grace.
I look forward to introducing you to everyone as we dissect and inspect societal narratives and create change. As we get started, I'm going to begin each segment with something that's been trending about food and bodies. The stuff I see and y'all send to me is wild. Apparently there was a parasite cleanse fear-mongering campaign on TikTok a while back. Apparently the initiators were selling remedies for all of the parasites we supposedly have living in our bodies. Y'all, if you're having concerns about parasites, get thee to the doctor for a dewormer. Stat. I'll get your feedback on potential segments, which ones you want more of and which ones you want less of. I'll invite listener questions about how to make situations awkward and story submissions about times that you've made it awkward, be it by your own presence or even a wardrobe or bodily function mishap. Thanks so much for listening. I look forward to everyone's feedback. If you're interested in supporting this launch, the easiest way to do so is follow or subscribe on your favorite podcasting app and rate the show. I'm your host, Jessica Wilson. You can find me on Instagram and Threads at jessicawilson.msrd and on TikTok at @byjessicawilson. Until next time, make it awkward, y'all. This episode was edited and mixed by Jen Jacobs and is a production of The Body Political Incorporated. Today's episode was sponsored by the Estate of Sacramento Outboard Services.